Capital Waste were about to experience an event that would send shock waves throughout the entire radioactive nation. The repercussions of this event would not soon be forgotten by anyone. The only question was, whose side were you on? Welcome back to Vault Zero Wonders. Today we will be cracking open the Vault-Tec archive and taking a detailed look at the files that we have compiled on the Battle of Project Purity. The Brotherhood's mission to establish a distribution center for free, clean water for the residents of Capital Waste. This conflict is of massive magnitude as it marks the start of a larger conflict as a whole, a full-scale war between the nation's superpower factions, the Brotherhood of Steel against the tyrannical Enclave. This is a part 2 of a 2-part episode. If you've not seen the first episode, I will link it down below, and it just details Liberty Prime's origins. The Lone Wanderer, after escaping the clutches of an Enclave embroiled in its own civil war. They then arrive at the Citadel, the Brotherhood's flagship fortress. Upon arrival there is already a debate raging between Sentinel Sarah Lyons, her squad, even Owen Lyons, and senior scribe Reginald Rothschild. The debate was over whether or not to engage the Enclave and attempt to retake the now lost Jefferson Memorial Monument. To help lend aid wherever possible, the Lone Wanderer would inform Elder Lyons of the news that not only that the Enclave was planning to poison the region's water supply by injecting the unpredictable FEV virus, but also they had come into possession, after being confiscated from the Lone Wanderer, a GEC device. Armed with this new information, the Brotherhood felt their hands were forced. Under the order of Elder Lyons, Liberty Prime would be deployed into battle for the first time. 2 centuries after its initial construction, the Brotherhood were both extremely excited but also quite anxious to see how the colossal mech would perform in combat. This conflict would test Prime's ability. As well, it would put the Brotherhood's investment in imminent danger. They had spent 2 decades on researching and experimenting on the combat mech to restore him to his once former glory. If the Brotherhood was not careful, all of those resources and time would have gone to waste. However, there was only one way to find out. Lyons ordered Prime to be activated, and using the crane inside the Citadel, he would be hoisted over the fortress walls and placed down near Francis Scott Key Bridge. The Lyons' pride, as well as the Lone Wanderer, would join in the ensuing clash between forces. No sooner than Prime's boots hit the ground on the side of the Citadel, the Enclave would unleash a relentless flurry of artillery strikes. Waves of vertibirds were dispatched to engage Prime directly. To the delight of the Brotherhood, none of these measures were of any consequence to Prime. The Titanic mech took over 100 direct hits from artillery barrages and sustained no damage whatsoever. He would employ the use of his head laser to easily take down the vertibirds, slicing through their hulls like butter. While others weren't as fortunate, they were exploded with a swift blast to the engines. Following this initial battle, the Brotherhood would push their advantage. They would strategically place snipers along the entrance of Key Bridge. Prime had the unique ability to disarm the Enclave's photonic resonance barriers. He would use this ability to lead the Brotherhood's forces along the bridge. What followed can only be described as a bloodbath. Prime slaughtered entire legions of Enclave soldiers with ease, using his head lasers and flinging tactical nukes at targeted locations. Prime and the Brotherhood would pass through the Uranium Metro with the same ease. The Brotherhood's advance was unstoppable. Once Prime set foot on the memorial grounds, the Pride would stay outside and aid Prime in the swift elimination of about 30 Enclave soldiers. They did this as a distraction, allowing the Lone Wanderer and Sentinel Lyons to discreetly make their entrance into the Enclave's controlled facility, working their way to the Rotunda. Once there, they would confront General Autumn once again, along with 2 of his personal guards. Unfortunately, according to the Vault-Tec archive, a conclusive series of events after this could not be found, as there were several conflicting reports. What is clearly archived is that after confronting Autumn, Madison Lee would send a message via Memorial's intercom systems, informing both sides of the conflict that the heavy fighting had caused the purifier tanks to begin rapidly gaining pressure. Some of the damage seemed accidental, while other damage was clear sabotage. The pressure would need to be relieved from the purifier holding the tanks, of course, or the building would explode. However, the activation hub crucial to relieving the pressure in the purifiers was flooded with lethal levels of radiation. Once the group decided who would activate the purifier, the clean water was distributed across the wasteland. Of course, the lone wanderer chose not to complete President Eden's wish to inject the FEV virus into the population's water supply. Really quick, if you guys are enjoying the episode, it would really mean a lot to me if you would sub to the channel. It really helps. If you guys could also leave a like, maybe a comment. Also, if you guys would like to give to the channel financially to help us out, that'd be really appreciated. We have a Patreon, I'll link in the description below, and we have really cool perks that come along with that, such as a members-only chat, which that is on the free tier, so I encourage you guys to stop by, say hello. In the paid tiers, we have cool things like member shoutouts, members-only videos once a month. We have a custom world. That way you guys can play alongside us here at the channel, as well as all tiers get free early access to all of our content. But like I said, that will be linked down in the description, and I really appreciate you guys. With that out of the way, let's get back to the story. The victory over the emergent faction known as the Enclave at Jefferson Memorial set a new precedence for the Brotherhood. For the next 14 days, following Prime's revival, the Brotherhood would deploy the combat mech to wipe out Enclave opposition at key locations throughout the Capital Waste. This was a lengthy campaign that ultimately came to a head in the Battle of Rockland. Like usual, Liberty Prime was deployed as the spearhead of the operation. He would with ease wipe out the bulk of the Enclave's forces, easily leaving a trail of broken bodies in his wake. He would bypass any and all of the Enclave's fortifications, with backup by ground forces to mop up any survivors in Prime's way. Initially, the Battle of Rockland seemed like a routine success for the Brotherhood of Steel. The Brotherhood offensive was able to penetrate the Enclave's defenses right up into the satellite relay station. Prime proceeded to make an opening for the Brotherhood into the facility by punching a hole through the concrete wall, allowing knights to pour in. Unfortunately, the tactics of the Brotherhood became far too predictable. This had been a clever trap laid by the Enclave. They had lured Prime into a cul-de-sac directly in front of the Rockland facility, and just as Prime launched his fist into the concrete wall of the facility, the Enclave command would order a tactical missile bombardment from the Bradley Hercules orbital weapons platform. This turned the area into a kill zone, and the ground troops accompanying Prime would barely make it out of the ambush with their lives. The loss of their superweapon was devastating for the Brotherhood. He had been their biggest advantage over the Enclave. The split from the Brotherhood outcasts prior to the battle left Lion's Brotherhood in an extremely tough position, because their forces were spread far too thin. This was exacerbated with the Brotherhood's ongoing mission to distribute pure water to the Capital Waste. They would not only pool their resources for a new defensive posture against the Enclave, but they would ultimately come to rely on the Lone Wanderer as their trump card to overcome the Enclave. Meanwhile, Senior Scribe Rothschild would immediately begin reconstruction efforts on the Brotherhood's war machine. Unfortunately, lack of progress would lead to the project being shelved, and the mech's remains were kept in storage. That was until the War of the Commonwealth began. Thanks so much, guys, for watching, guys. I hope you really enjoyed the episode. I know I really enjoyed making it. I am going to be planning on making a lot more Fallout 76 content in the future, especially with the new season coming up. I'm really excited to see what kind of allure will arise from the raid and things of that nature. I know this entire season is going to be Enclave-based, so it'll be a really exciting time to add more lore and depth to the Enclave faction. But that is going to do it from me, guys.